Every week, whenever they release a new episode, we always get some big headline from our editors here at the Clearing the Crease podcast powered by Ozune.net. And it's typically, Razor, we know that the straw that stirs the drink is Commie. He's the personality.
Wow.
And
I don't know about that.
And every week it's always Commie goes off on ... Commie destroys. This week's episode, I'm just waiting for the headline now. Commie destroys former NFL running back Ahman Reed.
Yeah, and they do go way too aggressive with those headlines.
Yeah, they do.
Like, I'm not out here destroying people. I mean,
Bring it down, editors.
I've read a few of the headlines. I'm like, destroyed? Destroyed? Anyway, whatever gets
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I went in the other day. I'm like, wasn't that
it wasn't that
Commie
bad.
decimates.
Yeah, just obliterates Ahman Green's athletic ability. I'm giving the guy compliments.
Clearing the crease. Oh. Clearing the crease. Hey, hey,
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Clearing the Crease podcast powered by Ozune.net. He's Razor Andrew Raycroft, Commie Mike Commodore, and I'm James Cebulski. Just a reminder, everybody, if you're enjoying the show and the content that we're bringing you each and every week, between the podcast, all the social add-ons, make sure you're liking and subscribe. Mash that button on YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify, and make sure you're following along wherever you're subscribed, whether beyond YouTube or Instagram, X, TikTok, or wherever else you are consuming this content. Razor, I'm watching. Obviously, the playoffs are here. Everything's happening right now. We'll get to that in just a moment, but what do I see? A video posted on social the other day, courtesy of our redheaded friend. And what do I see? Pickleball. I see legendary Cardinals quarterback Jake Plummer. I see T.O. And there's Commie, spry, 6'4", covering the court, man. Like, Commie, I was impressed.
athlete?
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. Yeah, you know what? The first time I ever played pickleball in my life was a year ago at the first annual Jake Plummer Celebrity Invitational. I got a racket then. The second time I ever played pickleball was just at the second invitational. So I played, and I got another racket. So I got 2 sick rackets. I played pickleball twice. I will say, some people rip on it.
It's fun.
It is fun. I will say that. I could also see why surgeons probably love it.
I was going to say, Commie, like, you are rolling the dice, big boy, jumping in there.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The Achilles are just waiting to pop.
No, it's true. If you really start cruising around, yes, that thought did go through my mind. I mean, I will say it wasn't like I wasn't diving for balls. I'll say that. But we did pretty good. I got drafted. I've come and done this. They invited me back again. Long story short, I'd sent an email back kind of hoping they'd say like, hey, we got enough celebrities. Because it's like, it's football people, Terrell Owens. And then and it was like last year, the ASU hockey staff was there. So they drafted me. So I didn't look like an idiot in the draft. This year, we go up on stage this year. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, nobody here knows who I am. But there was like 18, 20 people. I went 10th overall. To Zips and
right in the middle. That's a nice spot.
Yeah,
right
you don't want to
get
first. You don't want to be last. Yep. That's perfect.
Yeah, they heard I got drafted because the Todd, the guy's kid, plays hockey, and they heard that I was like fun last year and I'm playing, but like I don't care. I'm not here to win the goddamn thing. So that's what they went with me. It was fun. I feel like we had a pretty good day. Now, am I going to get a membership and really get into it? I don't know. It is fun, but to touch on what you just said, Razor, I'm like, that would be a total buzzkill if I think the ball's going one way, go the other, and all of a sudden a pop down at my Achilles. But it was a good time.
All the golf all summer just ruined.
You know what,
Razor? I don't know, man. Commie, you're what, 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4", yeah.
Yeah, so look, I mean, you're like Mr. Fantastic. You're Reed Richards. You got the long reach, right?
Yeah,
like you don't have to move. You got the wingspan that covers that.
What I have learned, and I got better at it this time, is because I was watching, there's some really good players there. Like Jake Plummer's good. Terrell Owens is good. Like they have a couple of like pro guys, like legit, like sponsored professionals. And obviously they take some touch, but it's pretty much about touch. And then basically a lot of it is positioning. If you're in like the right position, I guess it's like any other sport, but if you're in the right position, it actually isn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I definitely had a good time. I think I've earned an invitation back for the 3rd annual, so I'll get another racket.
Get another racket.
Yeah, get another racket. I will say what I did. It's kind of funny watching some athletes, and I'm not ripping on them, but like, I'll just use one guy, for instance, and he's just starting to play. Like, don't get me wrong. This guy's not a pickleballer, but hey, man, neither am I. I played this game twice, and I never played tennis or nothing. I played baseball and hockey.
Can't wait to hear this.
Well, Amon Green was there.
Yeah.
Leading rusher of the Green Bay Packers history.
Great running back.
Really nice guy.
Too bad he was a Packer, but yeah.
Fair enough. Yes. He had his nice
Saying
jersey
from
on.
a Bears fan. From a Bears fan.
Yeah, from a Bears perspective. But, I'm like, oh, this guy's in good shape, like looking good in his Packer jersey. And I'm like, oh, man, this guy's probably pretty good. He's a running back. I'm assuming he, had to catch the ball. And, I mean, this guy's an athlete. Jesus. I mean, it's my only time. I've only played 10, and he's learning. Don't get me wrong. But, like, it was the only time where I'm like, man, I got to take a log off the fire here a little bit because we were smoking them like 19-3. I'm like, I don't know how to play this game any easier. I mean, without just hitting it out of the court. So anyways, a really nice guy. I'm not ripping on him. He is learning. But at the end of it, I'm like, man, there's no way. I'm going to look up his stats. Like, there's no way this guy had very many receptions. Like, the hand eye with, maybe it was the ball and the paddle. I don't know. But anyways.
Every week, whenever they release a new episode, we always get some big headline from our editors here at the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozune.net. And it's typically, Razor, we know that the straw that stirs the drink is Commie. He's the personality.
Wow.
And
I don't know about that.
And every week it's always Commie goes off on ... Commie destroys. This week's episode, I'm just waiting for the headline now. Commie destroys former NFL running back Amon Green.
Yeah, hey, they do go way too aggressive with those headlines on YouTube.
They do.
Like, I'm not out here
Just a little.
destroying people. I mean,
Bring it down, editors.
I've read a few of the headlines. I'm like, destroyed? Destroyed? Anyway, whatever gets some
I
clicks.
thought the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I went in the other day. I'm like, wasn't that?
it wasn't that
Commie
bad.
decimates.
Yeah, just obliterates Amon Green's athletic ability. I'm giving the guy compliments.
Oh,
But
man,
anyways.
I'm turning into a tomato right now. Oh, my God. This is funny. Yeah. Meanwhile, some asshole's complaining, you guys just spent 7 minutes talking about pickleball. Talk some hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, just a reminder, everybody, the Clearing the Crease podcast is powered by Ozune.net. The road to the Stanley Cup is open. I just figured this would be a perfect time for a sales pitch as well after all that pickleball talk. The road to the Stanley Cup is open. The clearest route to winning big is to play on Ozune.net. Ozune's got you covered for all the props, game lines, futures from now until the Cup final and beyond. Make your power play score big with Ozune. It is your turn now. Okay, so the playoffs are underway. We're going to hit our Saturday night special because we've got 3 games on the schedule on Saturday. We don't really get to pick we don't get the pick of the litter. We've just got 3 games, and if the series are still going, then we'll see how it all plays out here. But Razor, let's do this as a group vote, okay? Let's.
I think that's good.
Okay.
All right, majority rules, Commie. Okay, so first off, the game that starts things off on Saturday, just like last weekend, it's the Ottawa Senators, this time at home to the Carolina Hurricanes. All those in favor of the Canes taking care of business on Saturday, raise your hand. All those in favor of the Senators.
I'll take the Senators.
I'll take the Senators.
All right.
On Saturday.
That should be game 4, right? That
That's
should be
game 4. Yep. Game
I'll take
4.
the Sens
There you
in
go.
that one. Send it back to
Commie
Carolina.
Bowl. There
Yeah,
we
the
go.
Commie
We're
Bowl.
all
Gotta
going.
give the
We're all
Sens
going
one.
Sens. We're all
Okay.
going Sens. Love it.
Yep.
Dallas at Minnesota. The Wild at home to the Stars.
Boy, did Minnie look good in game 1.
God, this series might be over in 3 after that first game.
It might not be a game 4.
Oh
the way
my God.
Minnesota
Just
played in
cancel it.
game 1.
And Razor, you mentioned about Hintz, right? And he's still out for a couple
it's
more
so
games.
obvious. They got Ritzkovian playing on the first line. It's like you can't win with that.
Not a good debut for Jake Ottinger after getting
No.
trashed by his coach last year. and stepping out with a 6-1
Tough
spanking too. Okay, all those in favor of the Wild at home, hands.
I was going Dallas
Okay,
too.
I'm
after
going
all of that.
Dallas.
You're going Dallas?
Dallas,
Okay.
yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
they're going to need that one to stay in the
Okay.
series.
Yep.
Majority rules for the Stars in game for that second one. So we've got Ottawa, we've got Dallas, and then we've got the Battle of PA, Pennsylvania. We've got Pittsburgh and Philly. Philly at home for this one. Hands for the Flyers on home ice.
Oh,
vote.
just one. Okay. So we're going
Just one.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Oh,
The devil you
Razor's
know.
thinking
The
about it.
devil you know.
Okay.
Razor, you got
Okay.
the swing vote here.
You're taking Pittsburgh.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
I'll say. I mean, again, we're really handicapped here, but I think Pitt's going to prolong the series past. So feels like with Philly winning game one, Pitt will need that one. So I'll take Pitt.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. I thought you were just going to, by default, go Sabalski. Everything you touch turns to
No,
push. So
I'm
going to
staying
go
on
with
your side. I'm staying on your side on this one. But Pitt did not look good in game one, fellas.
No.
Did
No.
not. Sid looked kind of injured or something. I don't know. We'll see how this week plays out for them. But I was huge on Pitt, but Philly looked legit.
And you know what? Credit to some of the kids. Like maybe this is just something to kind of dive in from one of the takeaways. Like you look at Montreal for a young group, going against
Yeah.
a veteran-laden team. Like, boy, those kids were not phased at all by the moment. I mean, Slavkovsky with a hat trick. I mean, the guns came out, and that to the point further, like Philadelphia, it's not like that team's loaded with tons of experience as well. And, going against some absolute legends and rock stars, there were no bright lights for Philly or Montreal and some of these newer teams to the mix. You know what? Dare I say, even Utah looked good in their loss
No,
against
They did.
Vegas.
It's funny, right? Because it's one game and we wait for this all season long, but it's really the experience and the young guys and the stuff we talk about is when you have to close a series out. That's when it's hard to close out the Brandon Hagels of the world and the Braden Points and the guys that have won and done this. That's real. Like game one, Kucherov didn't lose a minute of sleep, right? He didn't lose 1 minute of sleep the other night. They know this is a long one. But you're right. The young kids have come out swinging here this first weekend of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And it's always the ones who can figure out how to win and how to close out the series.
I will say Tampa Bay, from what I saw, better stay out of the penalty box.
Holy shit.
That Montreal
Yes.
power play is rock solid. Marty St. Louis taught them something. He was good on the power play, and he's taught the kids. Montreal looked good, but yeah, it is interesting. And I'm with you. Utah looked good. You could just I watched that game too, or the second and third period, the third uninterrupted, and you could just kind of see Vegas coming. And for a while there, I'm like, is Keller? He didn't have the puck for a while, and Vegas had the puck for quite a bit, I think, and yeah, Vegas looks good too. So, but yeah, Utah first game. I mean, I'm not going to be there, but that'll be another interesting first game, playoff game later this week in Utah. That'd be fun to be at for sure.
Absolutely. Can we also, Razor, you're tracking this series right now with Boston and Buffalo. Can we just give a shout out to the city of Buffalo?
Oh, it was
Man, there we go. Wild.
It was unbelievable.
Let's
The
steal a line from
videos
you,
that were
Razor.
coming
Banana
out of
Land.
that.
Banana Land. Wow.
Oh, I got a bone to pick with my good friends in Buffalo. Actually, I didn't see the beginning of that game. I tuned in the third period, and you could kind of, they're saying, hey, if Buffalo can get one, they get one, they get two, they get three, they get four. It's 4-2. Well, before the game, I did take my Sabres to win by 2 goals.
Oh boy,
So
the pasta backhander through
The
9 legs.
backhander. Oh my
6
God.
seconds.
6 seconds left. I just told my girlfriend right before that face-off, or it was right before it ended up taking a penalty there. Before I said, I actually did take Buffalo to win. I lost a couple here, but I can get it all back. And I'm like, I hope I didn't jinx myself. Penalty and backhander. And I was like, I walked out of the room. Shouldn't have said anything. Anyways, God damn
less
it,
is more.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Less is more.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah, but there's
I
another
know.
group, right? Young kids that come out and
Fearless.
and they found a way at the end of the game. Good for Buffalo.
And to do that against a team that, has some pedigree or at least has some experience
Wow.
and guys who've been there, good goaltending, that check a lot of boxes, Razor.
100%. Swayman was unbelievable. Like, yeah, David, like Pasternak, McAvoy, they have 93 games in the playoffs. Like, these guys have gone Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. They've gone. They've got a ton of that pedigree. So it was a big one for Buffalo to come back. I don't know if that would have been a problem if they had lost that one.
I want to get to our fan question in a moment. Look, we are literally, some of the series are just starting as we kind of get to this. But one of the things I do want to touch on, because we're going to probably send these teams to the wayside for the foreseeable future, but some of the Canadian teams that missed the playoffs. Let's just a quick thought on as we head into the offseason. Obviously, it's early. Let's start with the Canucks. Look, you've just Patrick Allvin, obviously the big news over the last week, fired a day after the regular season. I think everybody saw this coming for weeks. I don't know if Jim Rutherford, your boy Commie, is winning too many fans over. And you know, and in fairness, like Jim's getting closer to 80 than he is 70 now. And so they need a succession plan in place. But going forward, I mean, this could be a long few years for the Canucks, but they've got the best odds for the first overall pick. Like, this is a massive offseason for them.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. First off, before I get into it, I just want to congratulate the Green Jacket winner, Brock Besser of the Vancouver Canucks. What a season. I mean, it's a little, the leaderboard doesn't really tell the truth because our Belarus friend there, Artie in Chicago, was out for the last 2 weeks, which is unfortunate because he could have competed. After that, Besser really won this thing by 15 strokes. So congratulations to Brock. Actually, a guy in Vancouver sent me a picture. I posted it on Twitter. I get it. Somebody called it weird. I'm like, it's not that weird. But I guess Saturday morning, the old Canucks are at the golf course, and the fellow showed up, and he's got a green jacket on. They brought
he did?
Yeah.
Come on.
Way to lean into it, Brock.
Boy. He had it
him.
on, and he was rolling the rock with it or whatever. So good for him.
I love it.
It is just a fun thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to. The Canucks got. Hey, cross your fingers for the draft. I don't know what else you do. You're selling it, and let's just start drafting, developing. I don't know what you're going to do with our boy there, EP40 or whatever. Hopefully he can find it, but they got work to do.
Yeah, they got to start winning. They got to win the lottery this year. They got to get a top 2 or one of the top 3 guys. That any of those 3 are going to help change a franchise, and then just go from there. Because it is they're at rock bottom. It's very obvious, and that press conference was something else.
Yeah, didn't exactly incur much in the way of equity for amongst the fan base. And you know, look, I mean, the other thing is you got to draft. You got to get this right. Like, you got to get these picks right. Like, just too many key whiffs over the last dozen years. You missed on Jake Virtanen, you missed on Ole Juolevi, Podkolzin. Like, these were all top 10 picks over the last dozen years, and you know, none of these guys really panned out. So off another long summer for the Vancouver Canucks. Let's stay out west. The Calgary Flames, Commie. I mean, I feel like look, they're scrappy, they compete, but this still feels like there's lean years ahead before we're really going to see the talent blossom. And look, I think they made a couple of good moves in terms of moving Kadri and moving Anderson, but you know, to see those seeds planted for prospects, like, this is going to be a while still.
Yeah, I think it is, and that's fine. I understand everybody wants to make the playoffs. 96 points the year before, and you missed the playoffs. I'll tell you what, for the Calgary Flames for the next few years, this year was better than the year before, I think. They have the 4th best chance. You know, they should be drafting very high. Yes, I totally agree. There's a couple of lean years coming, but to me anyways, the focus is when that rink opens up in a couple of years, 3 years. I think there's 2 more seasons at the Dome. So let's just keep assets developing. The Wranglers are right there in Calgary. The Flames brass seeing them all the time, so they see what's going on. Just keep moving in the right direction. I like what Craig Conroy is doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was going to, at least they have culture there. Like, even though they're not that good, you said scrappy. They played right to the end. They did it the right way. They still lost enough games where they're going to have a good player come through their coffers here as long as they don't get smoked by the lottery picks, but or the lottery balls. It feels like they have the right people. I like their coach. I like their GM. Everything seems to be kind of in the right place. That they have they're a lot closer. It feels like they could turn the switch when that new rink opens. They can open up the bank. book a little bit and spend some money and get things right. So I don't mind where Calgary is.
Can we just agree that, like, screw the Rangers on the first overall pick? Like, we do not want, I know the league's going to hate me for saying this, but, like, you know what? You've had enough frozen envelopes in New York over the years.
Yeah, that's enough.
Moving on. Yeah, enough.
I agree.
Okay, as we continue to shift further east, the Winnipeg Jets. I look, secondary scoring, right? Like, I mean, Ehlers left, and you knew he wasn't staying. And that was a big hole. Like, literally, they struggled to try to fill that spot.
Well, and Taves was, for whatever reason, they thought Taves was going to be in India for 4 years and just come out and score 40 goals this year. I don't like it. They really needed to give him a break. Like, they thought way too much of him, because he started playing really well at the end of the year.
Yep.
Like, he might be there next year. Like, he actually might be able to be what they thought he was going to be this year, but they didn't support him in any way whatsoever and allow him just to kind of cruise into it. They gave everybody a bit of a scare. They gave Commie a good scare at the end.
Good God.
Because they were playing way better than everybody else. Hellebuck's comments at the end of the year, a little interesting, of course.
Yeah, what'd you make of that as a goalie?
I just think those guys got beat up. The American guys got beat up, and I think he knew it was coming, and he just kind of wanted to. They haven't drafted well either, right? Like, they haven't really refilled their guys. Did they have an opportunity to do that here?
Yeah, for me, it's simple. The head coach in Winnipeg is a clown. You get rid of him, you'll be back in the playoffs.
There you go.
There you go. Get rid of him. I'm actually playing golf tomorrow afternoon with, I'm not going to say who, just in case I go deep digging and I get some information, but I'm going golfing with 3 of the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
So I'll be sniffing around.
Tune in next week, folks.
all the info. We'll air it all out, Winnipeg.
Oh boy. Looking forward to this. Okay, last but not least, the Leafs. I mean, they need to get faster. And look at that aging blue line racer. And I think you touched on it a few times, but that's a creaky group with, and I love Chris Tanev, 36 though, and OEL's turning 35. McCabe and Riley are both 32. What do you see? Obviously, they still need a new boss to begin with.
Well, that's it. Who takes that job? Who gets that job? You have goaltending issues at this point now. You thought that was pretty solid. It didn't look solid this year. You've got big time defense, creaky group problems. And then you've got this issue. Well, of course, the Austin Matthews thing's going to be awesome. This is going to be great. Yeah. We are going to get it every single day for the next 16 months. It's going to be awesome. And then this draft pick thing is hilarious to me, because I know everyone's really focused on this year. But if the Leafs get the pick this year, they're not getting first-round picks for another 2 years after this.
Oh,
so
really?
There's no way because if they win it this year, if they stay in the top 5 somehow, and they don't have to give it to Boston, then Florida or then Philly and Boston get it the next 2 years. So it's not like you're going to have this ability to like really grow this prospect pool. So whoever's getting this job is going to have to work absolute miracles to find a way to thread the needle of making Matthews happy and not make it a rebuild, but also make it a rebuild. It's a disaster. I don't know how they're going to pull all this off.
Producer Stu, I just almost
Stewie's
laughed out loud.
it.
Yeah, Stu is a huge Leaf fan. He's losing it. Grok is getting the job as the Leafs GM.
Yeah.
You're just going to talk into the phone. What should we do? The Leafs. It's amazing what 1 year does.
Yeah,
on the front end, like I'd like to, and just like, hey, it's terrible this year. Next year, things could be totally different. It can go, both ways, although it is very hard to see now. I will say that back end is probably my biggest concern from the outside looking at the Leafs. Because, and like you said, there's guys I like there as players, but they're on the second half of their 30s. Like that's, I like Chris Tanev. I liked him in Cal. The guy, I mean, he's a warrior, but I mean, the guy gets hurt and it's not going to get. I would assume it's not going to get better as he gets older. So, the back end, I don't know. Other than that, I'm not sure what the Leafs are going to do. I guess we'll start with AI and see what happens.
Yeah. Call Claude, call Grok, call ChatGPT.
Call them all.
Call them all. Yeah. It's, it's just, you wonder, I guess Look, I mean, you'd get quite a haul if you ultimately move Matthews, but
That's what's happening
At
before
what
the
price?
draft. Before
Yeah.
the draft, Matthews is gone. I'm standing on that.
yeah, you got some reaction on social media with that clip last
Yeah,
week on the show.
Leafs
there,
fans
Tommy.
don't like hearing that. It's okay. It's time
No.
to turn the page.
Truth.
It's okay.
Well,
truth.
let's keep it to fans here right now. Time for our fan question of the week here on the Clearing the Crease podcast. And a reminder, if you have a question for Commie or Razor or all of us, send it our way using the hashtag AskCTC, AskCTC. And this week's question comes from Ian L. in Toronto. Have you guys ever had memorable fan experiences while playing? Fans who went too far, had some sort of gimmick, whatever it may be. Is there anything memorable? Razor, I feel like as a goalie, you get it more than others.
Well, yeah, I have. I mean, there's some real good. Again, we've talked about the fan interaction in Toronto when I went back there. Of course, as a backup goaltender, the interactions you get with some people sitting over on your own in different places. But the best one, and what the word of that question that got me and was gimmick was the green guys in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I was there the first game that green guys showed up on the glass, and I pissed myself laughing the entire time. I was sitting on the bench right across. I didn't watch 1 minute of Hank and Danny passing the puck around. I was laser focused on the green guys in Vancouver and what they were up to beside the box. Those guys were fantastic. Awesome. So that's my fan interaction, those guys.
Well, I got to give a shout out to both those guys, Ryan Sullivan and Adam Forsyth. Adam, I worked with at Rogers years back.
Oh, you
and
know
Ryan,
him.
Oh, I know both. Yeah. And Ryan
okay.
Sullivan is he is a morning show host at a radio station, I believe, in
Like when they went
Saskatoon
and did
these days. Yeah,
handstands
no,
on
they
the-
blew up. They've got
When they did
they got books.
handstands on the box, like that was
That was pretty
unbelievable.
funny. Yeah.
It was absolutely unbelievable.
We'll have to, you know, we should get those guys on the show sometime.
Yeah, but they
to
got to
just
wear
tell
the
some
green
stories.
suits. The only way they
Eh,
go.
yeah, you know what? They both got great faces for radio. So
Yeah.
I'm killing Sully and Forrest. Just kidding. Commie, how about you?
Yeah, you know what? It is funny. I had nothing to do with those green guys or whatever, but that's the first thing I thought of too when I read the question. It just popped in my mind. I tried to think of a couple things. Are Ice Girls considered fans? Yeah,
They're
right?
considered people.
Sort of.
They team employees?
Their stories.
Team
for sure.
employees.
Yeah.
Aren't they? I don't know if they're fans.
I'll keep it real short. I mean,
Okay.
they had Dallas Stars stuff on. I figured
Oh,
they
the
were
Dallas
fans.
Stars ones. Oh,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump in just real
Go ahead,
quick
boy.
with
Go ahead.
the
Oh,
Dallas
boy.
Stars ones. As a backup goaltender, you're down in that hallway,
Yeah.
right, where the visiting team comes off, which also happens to be where the Ice Girls hang out the entire night. That
Yes.
is one hell of a night down there.
Yeah, one time in Dallas, I was with Columbus. I think there's a picture online, and like nothing happens. It's nothing bad, but I got my face slit open by I think it was Jamie Benn diving for the puck to try to avoid another minus, and it slit my face open. I need to go in for stitches, so I go get stitches. I'm like, no, I'm coming back. Like I'm fine or whatever. So I'm standing in the hallway there, kind of on purpose because I know it's not my first trip to Dallas.
Just putting
So
out the
there's
vibe
Yeah, to make sure they could see my stitches. But
with your
there was-
pickleball paddle. And
there was three of them standing. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was trying to ask them out, or I did ask them out. One of them or something like that.
in the middle of the game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hadn't come
Amazing.
back in yet. There was still, I hadn't checked back in yet. But then the one was interested. The other two weren't sure what to do. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, I got to go on the ice. Like I didn't have any way of, and I never fall. It just never happened. Another one that made me laugh that I thought of was in Montreal. When I was with Carolina, we had a bunch of injuries. I had a bad Charlie horse. And so we didn't have enough players. Like if I dressed, I couldn't walk. And we were in Montreal, and for whatever reason, Peter Laviolette's like, hey, look, Mike, like, the team plays with more. He was probably just blowing smoke up my ass, but he's like, hey, the guys need you on the bench. Like, do you think can you put your gear on and just come out on the bench? I'm like, Peter, you want me to put my gear on and like not play? He's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I can't walk. You know that, right? Like, I can't go out there. He goes, I got it. I won't. You're not getting a shift, I promise. I'm like, all right. So I went and sat on the bench. So full game, not a shift, full gear. I watched Eric Cole play D. We beat Montreal like 9-1. Eric
What?
Cole, swear to God, for whatever reason in Carolina, we always smoked Montreal. I don't know what it was. There's no rhyme or reason. We beat him like 9-1. Eric Cole was amazing on defense. I mean, he was such a good skater. Just get the puck and skate through everybody and go down the ice. But anyways, going off the ice, I don't think many people knew I understand and speak French. So some dude there's like, oh, bonjour ce soir, Commodore. Like, good game tonight, Commodore. So I respond, oh, merci beaucoup, mon ami. And a bunch of people started laughing around. They didn't expect me to speak French. And what was one? I had one other one. Did I write it? That's good for now. I have another one, though.
Okay.
It just slipped my mind. When it comes back to me, I'll share. But yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Texas Stars alumni great.
I got it. One
by Commodore.
This one's from the minors. So we just talked about him. Colton Orr. So lockout year is happening. Beginning of the year, Calgary Flames golf tournament. Everybody gets smashed at the tournament. I hang out for Calgary. We just gone to the finals. I'm like, I got to get out of here. Like, this is going to end my career. I'm 24 years old. So I sign in the minors, go there, get bag skated. I'm not supposed to play for a couple weeks. The boys are heading on the bus trip from Lowell to Providence for a game that night, like on a Friday night. I'm not playing. I get bag skated. I go home. I just lay down. Phone rings. Hey, it was Scotty Allen, our assistant coach. He goes, hey, Daryl just called. He said, tell Commie he can get in shape during the games. You got to get to the bus. You're playing tonight. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So I go get on the bus. Tom Rowe, who was an awesome, I love Tom Rowe. I have nothing but good things to say about him. He was great for me. Tom's like, hey, Mike, I know you just got bag skated. I know you're out of shape. Like, just a couple shifts. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. 2 shifts into the game, line brawl, everybody kicked out. Or the 4 guys on each. The original fight was okay. The other 4 guys gone. 2 of the 4 guys kicked out, defensemen. Now we're down to 4D. I turn around and look, and Tom's like, well, I guess you're playing. Colton Orr is breathing down my neck. I'm just trying to keep it together here. My heart rate's at 190 the entire game. I'm out of shape. I'm getting run into the end boards. I'm eating minuses like Tic Tacs. And the whole time I got some fan that's where we walk out who's just giving it to me. Every single time I come back to the bench, giving it to me. I'm sitting here. I'm struggling. Colton Orr's breathing down my neck. I'm like, Colton, we got 4D. Leave me alone, this and that. Colton Orr jumps me. Now I get beat up, which at least I got a little bit of a break in the penalty box, but get back. This fan is giving it to me. End of the game comes. I forget how we got smoked, whatever it was. I've had it. I have had it. I'm at the end of my rope. This guy's leaning over, screaming at me again. I kind of regret it a little bit. I stop. I look up at him, and I just spit right in his chest. Yeah, spit in the guy's chest. He looks at me like I basically shot him. Doesn't even know what he's like. And so I say, F you. And I walk and I go to the shower. Tom Rowe comes tearing into the dressing room. Where the F is Mike Commodore? I'm exhausted. I come out of the shower. I'm like, hey, Tom. He's like, did you effing spit on a fan? I'm like, yeah, I had enough. He's like, I guess in Rhode Island, it's spitting on somebody's considered assault. He's like, the cops are downstairs here. You got to go to apologize to that guy. Well, I'm not apologizing to that guy. I got beat up today. This guy's yelling at me. He goes, Mike, you have to go. The police are outside. I'm like, oh, my God. So I go out there, a couple cops, fans standing there.
This is slap shot.
Yes, it is slap shot.
So the fans standing there, and I go, hey, look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spit on you. That's a bad move. I wish I could take it back. I was just frustrated. We lost. It's my first game. I got a lot going on, but it's no excuse. I'm sorry. And I go to shake his hand. He shakes my hand. Well, I'll tell you what, we had 11 more games against the Providence Bruins, and those fans traveled to Lowell. From that moment forward, that guy was my biggest fan ever. Every time we go to Providence, I could play the worst game ever. He'd be like, hey, way to go, Mike. You're playing great. First time I thought he was joking. I'm like, I turned, but he was actually being serious. So he ended up being my number 1 fan.
Oh, that's so good.
All he needed was a loogie in the chest.
Yeah. And don't spit on people in Rhode Island, or for anybody in Rhode Island.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This episode, I can't wait for the titles from the editors. Commie Unhinged. Okay. Winding things down, time for this week's edition of Don't Puck It Up. Well, I'll just start things off. It goes back to a conversation from earlier. Don't puck it up, Vancouver Canucks. 3 conference final appearances in 56 freaking years. By comparison, the Vegas Golden Knights have the same amount in 8 years. Okay, get this general manager hire right. Okay, biggest lottery in franchise history looms in 2 weeks. It's real simple. Okay, you just had 2 of the biggest dumpster fire seasons in recent memory. Diehards are walking away from season tickets. Maybe you shouldn't have upped ticket prices when you only won 25 games all season, or lost a combined 57 games. Come on, you got it wrong with Benning. You got it wrong with Alvin. Vancouver, you got to get this one right. Canucks, don't puck it up.
Well, for me, I'm going to jump in, Commie. I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers, my team of destiny in the Western Conference. We're about to start. McDavid is ready to cook here. We got Draisaitl looking like he might be jumping back into the lineup. I love the Montreal Canadiens, but I don't see them getting through the East. The Ottawa Senators, Travis Green's one of my favorites. I love them. I don't see them getting through the East. Be the hope. The Edmonton Oilers, I have sat on this bandwagon for the entire season, not wavered once. Give it to me, Edmonton Oilers. I want to see you wax the Anaheim Ducks and just move on from there. So don't puck it up. Connor McDavid and the Oilers. Make it this year.
Love it.
I like that, Razor. You have been rock solid and steady in your support of the Edmonton Oilers. No, there is no question. For mine, I'll get this in before my mic keeps screwing up, but I think I'm okay right now. I'm reading these articles about, from the Washington Capitals. We have a plan with or without OV, and there's waffling back and forth. Alexander Ovechkin, you've had an incredible career. It's been amazing. It's been fun to watch. You've scored almost 1,000 goals. You've had a great run. You've won a Stanley Cup. You're going into the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, it's a no question, a great career. There's second to almost none, basically, and good for you. Let's not puck this up and come back another year. I mean, look, you're slowing down. Yes, you had 32 goals. Yes, you're going to put up points. Yes, you're going to be sitting there. Washington has to put you in the circle on the power play, and you're going to rip shots, and you're going to score. But in the overall game, it just ain't there. There's no shame in it. You've been in the league for a long, long time. So don't puck this up, Alex Ovechkin. It's time to go home, back to Mother Russia, and call it a career. Or play a couple more years in the KHL over there if you want. By all means, go ahead. But it's been a hell of a run over here. I think that's enough.
Cut it out. There we go. Still a line from Full House. So I think we're all in the same vintage. Should we get that?
Oh, yeah. I
okay. What an episode. And on that note, the playoffs are underway. They're going wild, and that'll bring this edition of the Clearing the Crease podcast to a close. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube for more Clearing the Crease content powered by Ozoon.net. Follow along on Apple, Spotify, X, Instagram, TikTok, because the road to the Stanley Cup, it's on right now. It's on like Donkey Kong, and the clearest route to winning big is to play on Ozoon.net. Ozoon's got you covered for all props, game lines, futures from now until the Cup final and beyond. Make your power play and score big with Ozoon. It's your turn now. He's Commie. With apologies to Amon Green, he's Razor. I'm Sabowski.
Sorry, Amon.
We'll see you next week right here on the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozoon.net. Oh, God, what an episode. See ya.